I never did my own stunts. I realized when I was watching some of the things on the set that, you'd have to be an idiot, What? Ride, yes, I rode very well, but then long before I ever came to Los Angeles, in fact, I learned to ride in Stockton. And every Sunday I would do English saddle, didn't do Western saddle. That's rough until you learn how to do it. Yeah. But that was exciting. The stunts, no. But I certainly would get on and off a horse well and ride a horse very well. I think one of the early Kit Carsons, how I got to know Barbara Hale, who is still a dear friend to this day. Bill Williams was Kit Carson at that time. And you would do 3 shows at the same time, meaning, here's Helen, the school teacher, talking to so-and-so, saying, and I will see you, Neil, when I go to my mother, who is very, very ill. Get in the stagecoach, and ride out. And then you go to the other end and change costumes because you're coming back in as, I don't know, Gladys, the saloon hall girl, riding into town waving, because you've just ridden out as a school teacher. You're coming back as the second script. These are all inserted. You're getting all of the exits and entrances. So this is the 3 shows. You're shooting 3 shows in 4 days. And then you would have your dialogue with the saloon guy saying, oh, Gladys, you're here. Boy, the boys are waiting. Come on in, Gladys. And you walk and, okay, exit. And then you'd come back out as the mother of 2 children going back to Chicago because you have come to visit your husband who's in the cavalry. and goodbye, Jim. Tell your father goodbye, children. Bye, bye, bye. Get in the stagecoach, right out. And those are inserts and excerpts of entrances and exits in the stagecoach in the 3 different shows. It was amazing, the most amazing experience I've ever had in my life. I was extremely young, but I would come home. I never forget the last scene, come rain or shine, it didn't matter. And they said, don't backlight it and it won't show it's raining. And you're out in the back lot, it's raining, but it doesn't say anything about your hair coming. A heavy sweat has taken place evidently in your shooting, night for day, that sort of thing. Where if night for day, when you're doing the day of shooting, day for night, you're squinting like this. At nighttime, you're going, I can't see. The lights are so bright. But the most amazing, wonderful, horrible experiences you've ever had in your lifetime. I've never forget. I was watching this one Kit Carson of the 3 that you're shooting at the same time, but in the rain and talking as though it's not raining, but your hair is coming. It's marvelous. You couldn't tell, it didn't backlight us. You couldn't see the rain. Dumb, but fun. Basically, in Westerns, you had goodies and baddies. That's about what you had. That's what made Westerns, and bringing the kids back a lot today when they're watching some of your basic shows that started with television, is that everything was good or bad. It was going in one way or is going down the other way. It was simple to follow. There were no women psychiatrists. Occasionally you would get to be a doctor. I think I played a woman doctor in one of them. But you're always in contention with, it would be the rancher's wife, that in Westerns, the rancher's wife, that was always a good one, because he was always being, pressured by the guy in the black hat. And so consequently you always lost because the guy in the black hat had more property than your husband in the white hat, until another person with a bigger white hat came in and saved your husband who had the white hat. It was that simple. And yet some great stuff, the Twilight Zones that came out of that. What evolved was being able to give you on a weekly basis more forms of more avenues of personalities and careers on a weekly basis than a motion picture could. And that's why it became such a threat to motion pictures at that time. So you get, so many of your top men. It's like you have Clint Eastwood, Charles Bronson. Long story short, they were all 3-day Western. They were all 3-day sheriffs. They were 3-day outlaws. And they all go to Italy in spaghetti westerns and come back as romantic leads, and have led the field ever since. Clint Eastwood, of course, had Rawhide and what have you, that sort of thing before he went, but to his stature today was that whole European thing of where they did spaghetti westerns, and all the heavies in our industry went there and came back here as romantic leading men. And that's how we got a lot of our leading men today. That's strange. And many of them I worked with when they were 3-day sheriffs. And like Mike O'Connor, for heaven's sakes, he was always the good bumbling sheriff for 2 days. He was good for 2 days out of the 6 or 5. And very strange what television has produced. It's produced a blanket, I think, of very creative people. And so many have gone on to even make the motion picture business better than what it was.